People ask me all the time, they say, Liam, does the business ever get easier? Does this ever become, easy? And I say to them that, the struggle is real. It is a true thing. It's a tough business to be in, working for yourself. And then it's even tougher to be in that 1%. I was fortunate to be there for quite a long time, and it aggravates me sometimes when I see people training and trying to coach that have never been anywhere. I remember a young lady came to my door one time at the office. She had to be 21, 22, and she was offering a coaching package. First of all, I found it kind of unique that she was knocking on doors and doing that, so I gave her kudos for that. But I said, young lady, I'm 60 years old. I've got grandkids older than you. No offense, but I think if I were to suggest anything to you, it would be to coach your own age group. Coach people maybe up to no further than 40. I said, because there is nothing that I would want to learn from you that I haven't already learned. I said, I'm not saying that you don't have a great coaching platform. I'm not saying that you're not a great go-getter. I said, I admire that you're knocking on doors. I said, but think about that. I said, what if a 7-year-old came to your door and said, hey, I want to give you some coaching advice. I want to mentor you. How would that turn out? She laughed and she agreed. And I said, I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. And sometimes that's our problem. We're not honest. We're mean. And we got to worry about that when people are trying to learn and trying to train and trying to be coached. The struggle is real. But, Mark Twain once said that if you love your job, you'll never work another day in your life. One of the reasons I chose the insurance profession was because of the fact that it was very lucrative. But I also chose it because it was like a ministry. You were helping people and teaching people things that they didn't know. You were making the complicated less complicated. You were changing families and lives. And I remember all the times that I've delivered checks that were over $500,000. And I remember how that changed a family and how it kept a family intact. I remember, the sad things where I had to deliver a check for a young boy that got killed. He was one of 3 brothers running across the street and didn't make it. I've had to do those things, and it's not it's part of the business, but it's not a part I like. But yeah, the struggle is real, but does it ever get better? It does. Everything. It's like in life. People say, well, life's not fair. Well, let me give you a wake-up call. It's not fair to everybody. It's not fair to anybody, but it's life. I play golf with my pastor, and he's really big on, you can't kick it around a tree. You can't take it off out of the mud. I mean, all kinds of different things. And, I got to give him a hard time, but he gives me a hard time. But what he's taught me is that the struggle is real, and it's just a game, and it's just golf. Sometimes, I can shoot an 82 one day, 79 the next, and 105 the next. There's your life story right there. It's just golf. Well, think about that in your sales force and the things that you're trying to do as an entrepreneur. It's just life. It happens to all of us. A lot of us get chargebacks. A lot of us get people that don't want to meet us and don't want to buy from us. It's just life. Every no is one step closer to yes. Yes?